Warning: this program is designed for mature audiences. Topics being discussed are not always safe for young or immature individuals. Be aware of the people around you if listening to this openly. The opinions expressed in this show belong to the person actually making the statement. Remember that opinions are just that and may have supporting evidence or none at all. If you agree, great. If you don't, great. Tell us your views. The conversation has officially begun. There is no right or wrong, us versus them, etc. Speak your mind and be respectful. Now, on to the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to any of my insomniacs out there, good night to you. I'm your host, Ben Shelbrook, and I have a special in-studio guest, Little Guppy. Little Guppy, would you like to say hi?
Hello.
Little Guppy is one of my, I guess you'd call her a prodigy now. So I'm going to tell a little story, and it kind of leads into where my heart wants to talk on today. A little spill on maybe inspiration or motivation, something maybe, I don't know, kind of give you a reason to get up and actually do things. So with that said, I'm just going to kind of lead into my story, and anywhere Little Guppy wants to jump in, she's more than welcome to. So into the story, my daughter and I, Little Guppy here, we were listening to a radio station that has two hosts, and they go back and forth every so often, and they do rap battles. This one rap battle we were listening to in particular, the two hosts, one of them, he was not prepared, and he did an okay job. He's not a rapper at all. He just kind of does it for fun and for the show. The other host, he's kind of a part-time rapper. He's got a small little career. He's got a following. He's pretty good at it too. He actually prepared for the rap battle this time. So when the two of them go, the unprepared one, he goes first. He does an okay job. He could have done better. He's done better in the past on other battles. And on this one, when the second one went, normally he's unprepared. He just has a beat and some lyrics and doesn't really practice it. This time it was basically role reversals. So we're sitting there listening to it, and we're like, okay, first guy, he's all right. Second guy, he comes in, and the beat, the flow, everything about what he did was 100% on point, except from my perspective. The only part that was not on point was the fact that he didn't take any licks or jabs at the other host. Everything that this man did in his battle was about the other host wife. Unmentionable things that he was going to do to the other host wife. And it's all in fun. He didn't mean anything. It was basically just for the show, for the views and listens. And as we're sitting there listening to it, I look over at Lil Guppy, and I'm like, he really did good, but I do not agree with him winning because he didn't say anything about the other guy. And then foot and mouth syndrome kind of happens, and I'm like, I think I could do better than that. I want to go up against this guy. Keep in mind, I'm not a rapper. I play around with music and audio and beats and stuff like that. I don't make a career out of this. This is a hobby. I'm okay at it at best. I think I have decent lyrics. I'm just not good at, I don't know, getting them out of my own vocal cords. They don't come out right to me. Here,
You can get the same type of flow as they do.
yeah, but I have fun with it. That's the whole point, is to have fun with it. It's just something for me to do. So I'm sitting there, I've said this, and as soon as I say it, she's like, yep, you need to do that.
You should do it. You should do it.
Yes. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this. So a little time goes. I didn't have a TikTok specifically for Ben Shelbrook. So I went and made one, and I did kind of a rap against the host that I was in disagreement with. I posted it. It got a few views, and I'm like, I'm not happy with this. So I do another little rap against a different host. I end up doing 4 of them, one against each host, except for the last one, I put the 2 main hosts on it. And then I just did 2 more follow-up posts from that. One was, okay, where is the staff at? If you want me to stop with this, just let me know, and I'm out. Peace. Next thing I know is one of my coworkers is calling me one morning, and he's like, dude, they're playing you on the radio. So I'm like, huh? What? So I get on my phone, and this radio station, you can go to their website and pull up their live stream radio on the internet. I'm sure plenty of other radio stations do that. So I pull it up, and I catch like the last few minutes of the spot where they're talking about my post on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, this just got real. I've put this out there. They've heard me. They're sitting there talking about me on the radio station. I have to call in now. So I call into the radio station. I get put on hold for a few minutes because they're in the middle of doing another episode. As soon as they go off air from the live portion and start playing commercials and stuff, they answer the phone, and here I am on the phone like, hi, somebody just told me y'all were playing my music on the radio. My name is Ben Shelbrook. Where do we go from here? And next thing I know, I'm sitting there talking like I'm in the room, is what it sounds like, to all of the members of the radio station. And the main host, he's like, are you willing to do a rap battle with this host? Sure, I'd love to. In my heart, it was like, no, you don't want to do that. You've heard this guy. You do not want to do this. But the words that came out of my mouth were, sure, I'd love to. And they're like, you've heard before. I understand. I know what I'm getting into. Yeah, I knew exactly what I was getting into. So here I am. I've already put the music out there. I've called into the radio station. I've spoken to these people. They tell me, send us an email and we're going to set up a rap battle between you and this host. Okay. So I turn around. I find the email for the radio station. I start communication with them. We set a time, we set a date, and I go to work. I start making a small little beat. The beats that I was using, they're not really for what I would say a professional level, like something I'm going to put out in for commercial use. It wouldn't be something that anything going to be played live on air would be used for. It's literally just a tempo and something for me and my brain to keep track of where I'm at with my lyrics. So I get that down. I always do my music first and then go back and make my lyrics. And my entire lyric process, and you can ask Little Guppy, she can verify this, I will rewrite the same song. I will rewrite the same line 10 times over until I'm happy with it, with the way it sounds. It might sound one way in my head, and then when I vocalize it to the music, it's either too many syllables, not enough syllables, it doesn't sound right, whatever the reason, I will change it 10 times or more.
It has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect. So I get the beat, I'm working on the lyrics. I have roughly, I think, originally I think it was 4 days. No, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Because it was originally a Wednesday.
Yeah. So I had 6 days from the time I spoke to them to the time I was originally supposed to be there to do all this, which, yeah, I'm a little bit accustomed to doing things like that. But the pressure I was feeling when I did this, when I went up to the station on the 6th day, I went up that morning and there was a schedule goof. The main host that I was communicating with actually had another skit scheduled for that time slot. And he was real nice about it. He was apologetic. He felt bad for it. He's like, is there any way you can come in tomorrow morning and then we can go with it? I'm like, sure, I'll be here tomorrow morning. Next morning shows up. I was like, yeah, I got another day to practice this.
You did. You practiced really hard.
Yeah, it was the days I were off. I would come out for an hour or two, sit in front of my computer, put my headphones on, and put the microphone in front of my face and just keep the beat on repeat and just kept going over the lyrics over and over and over again.
To the point where I started memorizing them.
So we get to the actual morning of the event. I show up. There's a little bit of a scramble because the host thought everything was going in one setup. It wasn't really clearly communicated. So we're sitting there, while it's still off air, they're not live at this moment. They're still playing commercials. And I think skits from the previous day as kind of like a time filler. We're getting everything ready, and next thing I know, here we are live on air. They're kind of introducing me. They're playing part of the music they were playing on the previous episode where they were talking, and they're like, this person has just challenged one of our hosts. He is in studio right now. Are you ready? And at this moment, where I'd already been in the studio, I've already talked to him a times. My nervous level was way down compared to what I thought it was going to be. Then I get in the moment. I start off really great, and I'm probably about a third of the way into doing my portion of the rap battle. And one of the hosts, he was laughing at something I said, and it kind of distracted me for a second. I took my eyes off my lyrics, looked over, and then cut right back, and then I couldn't find my spot. And I stumbled a little bit, and then that was when my nerves and anxiety started kicking in. I'm like, I'm live on air. There are 1,000 people listening to me right now.
And I just stumbled.
So I pick back up. I don't ask to restart over or anything. I just try to pick back up on where I was with the beat and get back into the rhythm. I get into it a little bit. I did fumble one more time because I was trying to do something with my paper. At the end of it, I was satisfied with what I did. I really didn't think I had that much of a shot of winning at this point just from the fumbles, because I've heard people fumble live on air before, and you get through one fumble and they pick back up, do really good, and you're like, okay, nerves, that's fine. Give them that. For what you did a great job. Then the host that I was going up against, it's his turn. He has to go against me. So he gets in. He's got a really professional sounding beat, sound effects. He starts off before he even does his rap while the sounds are playing. I mean, the guy's a pro. He does this every day. He works at the radio station as a DJ. And like I said before, he's got his own rap career that he's doing on the side. So the man knows exactly what he's doing. Well, when I was in the previous day, they're like, I told him that I had a concern that I'm not using my real legal government name. This is the name I'm using. And I'm kind of concerned that he's not going to have any real dirt to kind of throw out at me. And a little bit of a conversation went on. And I told him, yeah, I'm married. And it happened to be my mother's birthday, which she had passed several years ago. And I told him, like, I know what I signed up for. Everything is on the table. I'm not going to be, my feelings are not going to be hurt by anything he says at me. I know it's just words. He doesn't know me, so how can he mean anything? Turns out to be that little bit of information was what the other host's entire rap battle consisted of, talking about my past mother and a little bit about my wife. He had a few little jabs at me, which that made me happier that he at least said something about me, which was the whole point of me trying to go up against him. Right after we get done doing both sides of the rap battle, each of the studio DJs or hosts, they went around and were like, yeah, so-and-so won, so-and-so won. They all voted for him, which he really did a great job. He did deserve that one. Then they started doing the call-ins, and they all voted for him, which I was kind of prepared for. The one thing I did appreciate is they said that I did a lot better than they were expecting, which for the pressure I was feeling and the time that I was able to turn around and actually have something tangible to take in and do, I was proud of. Then there were a couple callers. They thought it was a little funny. I think one of them was talking about, yeah, it's courageous to get on there. Yeah, you're brave. You got heart. You just need to do better. The other guy gets the win, which I'm fine with that. I'm in the realm of anything public. I'm nobody. Right now to you, I'm just a voice coming through your phone or computer, tablet, whatever you're listening on. I'm just a voice to you. I am nobody. And then to kind of where I'm getting into it is the whole motivation and inspiration. So here we are. It went from a conversation with my daughter in the phone going down the highway to acting upon it, trying to do something about it. And then when I have the opportunity to do something about it, I stand up to the plate, and I take my swings at it. Did I win? In my own eyes, yeah, I did win. Did I win the rap battle? No. I don't care about the rap battle. That's totally beyond the point that I was looking for. The point is, I made myself be recognized, and I stood up for something as small as I disagreed with what the guy was talking about.
And he happened to do the same thing put him out on.
Yeah, he did the exact same thing that I called him out on. I don't really hold that against him because he didn't know me. He had no way of finding anything about me in reality.
It's really the only thing he could use.
Yeah. So the little information that I gave the other host was the only thing that he really had to throw back at me, which I was prepared for. But the whole thing of going from a conversation with my daughter in the car to being live on a radio station in front of thousands of people, basically barking about what I was originally talking about with my daughter, calling this man out in front of everyone. And I'm thinking something as small as listening to that on the radio to completely transitioning into calling this man out live on live air. Like, wow, I mean, sitting here thinking about it now is like, to me, that's an impact. Here I am, nobody, and then for 15 minutes of their airtime, I'm at least a somebody. So I kind of want to put that story out. Sometimes there are people out here, they need that little bit of a motivation. They need that kick in the tail. They need some kind of inspiration to make them get up and actually do something. Act on something that you truly believe in. What is something, I'm talking to Little Guppy, what is something that has happened in your life that has either motivated you or inspired you? I'm going to throw one out.
Because I got to kind of think on that.
The one that I'm going to call you out on is the whole Little Guppy thing. Right after we got done doing the rap battle, it was another person kind of got involved. They felt in their heart that I won that rap battle purely off of principle. It didn't matter what it sounded like or how it came across. It didn't matter what he said. The whole principle of it was, here I am. All my lyrics are calling you out for not taking a single jab at the other host on that last rap battle. And here you are presented with the guy calling you out, and you're not taking anything at him. I mean, I had 4 songs that I already posted on TikTok, and he went and ripped me to shreds just off of poking fun at the lyrics that I was using. 'Cause, I mean, they were real cheesy. So kind of fast forward, somebody got in contact with us, and they were like, you won this. You deserve to be the winner of this. So he went in and he did a rap against the host that won against myself. And along with that was the birth of Little Guppy. Myself, the outside person, as well as Little Guppy, we were all kind of doing a little conspiring. I actually did a repost of the person that thought I won. They did a rap towards the host. I liked it. It had a great beat to it. So I just took the lyrics, I put my own beat and kind of my own swing to it, and I redid it under TikTok, and I reposted it. Just kind of like hey, I see what you did. I appreciate you. Thank you. And this is kind of my acknowledgement of, at least you understand where I'm coming from. Then I find out that my daughter was also the one helping. So it was the two of them kind of conspiring. They knew each other. So you get the whole birth of Little Guppy. And she had lyrics of her own. She's done some beats. I've done some beats for her. And she actually helped me with the lyrics for the rap battle that I used when I was on air. So I'm going to say, at least, if anything, that would be one inspirational moment.
Yeah. Being able to see that you took just a simple conversation from a car and made it happen is just like insane to my little brain. It's just like, hey, if somebody else can do it, I can do it.
And I didn't push you toward that.
You didn't. I was just like, hey, you know what? If he can do it and if somebody else can do it, I can also do it.
Yeah. So I don't know if anything that I can say that will inspire you like it did Little Guppy over here, then maybe it's not me. Who in your life can spark that motivation, spark that inspiration for you, make you get up out of your seat, make you put in just a little bit of effort. Maybe you can even find it inside of yourself. I know every day we see things that we don't agree with, we don't like. And it's not just because it's not your point of view. It could be anything as minor as the trash can needs to be put in a certain spot in the house, all the way up to leadership and government of the United States. Find something in yourself, or find whatever sparks that fire in your soul to get up and do something. If my middle-aged old self can get up and do a rap battle against a 27, 28-year-old DJ that does this for a living, and I barely do it for a hobby, I'm sure you can find something inside yourself.
Find a little spark in you that's like, hey, you can do it. You got this.
Exactly. So do a little soul searching. See if you can have a conversation with the Ben Shelbrook in your life. Maybe you can play the Little Guppy. Listen to that Ben Shelbrook and find that person to look up to. I'm not going to try to ever steer Little Guppy or any of her siblings, or would that be the rest of the School of Fish, or I guess
it would be the School of Fish.
I'm not sure how to refer to that, but either way, find something, that motivation, that spark, and get up and try to do something to make the world a better place. We all have to live in this world together. Why can we not all try to make it a little bit better? Every step that I take to try to push everything in a better direction, that's more headway we have for little Guppy's generation, or the baby Guppies that are coming beyond that, and then the tiger sharks that come in behind that, and the whole lineage thing. There's only so much time that we have here together. Make the best of it and try to make it as best as possible. Make it manageable, but always try to do something to make it a little bit better. So with all that said, I mean, this one's going to be a little bit shorter than my last episode. I'm not trying to shoot for the hour-long episodes anymore. I know that my last one, which I do apologize for the audio, I do not know what happened with that. It sounds like it was filmed in muddy water. Hopefully this one turns out a lot better. I know I've been getting behind on the podcast track, which I have lost files. I've had equipment go down. Everything possible that could stand in my way has tried to, and I'm just trying to overcome everything on top of where I was trying to. Basically, I got my setup back going. Then I'm sitting here prepping for the rap battle, which whatever you want to call that, at least my portion to try to making the world a better place, even in the small steps like that. But hopefully now that everything seems to be situated and nothing is burning out, dying, or trying to go down on me right now, maybe I can keep the podcast going on a regular schedule moving forward. And it's always nice to have someone beside me when I'm trying to talk, because it's really awkward just being enclosed in a room by yourself, talking to a microphone, pretending that you're speaking to a million people. It does feel weird, and it's something that I'm trying to build myself up and get over. So with that said, also shout out to Intertwined for the intro and outro music. And if you would like to show any financial support, there's buymeacoffee.com/Ben Shelbrook, and we have benshelbrook.com now. We have our own website, so feel free to go and check that out. There's also a support link in the upper right corner of that website. It leads to the Buy Me a Coffee website. Outside of that, I always am willing to take any of the voice messages that I get on Spotify. There's also an area for, it's kind of like a questionnaire. If you'd like to see me speak or like to hear me speak on any topic, any future episodes, just let me know. I know those features are available on Spotify. If you're listening to this off of Spotify, I am on all the major platforms like Apple Music, I think Google Podcasts, but I think that's moved over to YouTube now. Either way, if you can't reach me on the major platform that you're listening on, you can always email me at ben@benshelbrook.com. That's BEN@BENSHELBROOK.com. Well, that's going to be my time for today. I'm going to be out, and would you like to say anything at the end, Little Gup?
Not really, but toodles.
All right, well, thank everyone for listening. If you listen, like I said, if you want to reach out to me, you have my info on how to reach me. Like I was saying, special thanks to Intertwined for the intro-outro music. That's our time. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.